Caledonian MacBrayne is Scotland's largest ferry operator, operating ferries around the Inner and Outer Hebrides. So what are these ferry journeys like? Well, this week we take calmac from Oban to Castlebay on the Isle of Barra, but we start today at the ferry terminal in Oban. The terminal itself is quite basic, with ticketing downstairs and departures upstairs.
So like you may be wondering why we're now doing ferries from Oban. You may remember last year when I did the Barra flight, I said I was going to go another way to Barra. Well, this is that way because this route turns out to be Calmac's longest route on their network. So gonna get this ferry done, going over, staying a night in Barra, then getting the ferry back tomorrow as well. Shouldn't be too long until we're on our way. This route should actually be about 5 hours long, so it is by a good way the longest route. So let's see how it is.
The Oban ferry terminal is the largest and busiest on the calmac network. One branch of the West Highland line also ends at Oban railway station, situated next to the ferry terminal. And this will be our vessel today, the MV Isle of Lewis. The Isle of Lewis is one of the larger ships in the calmac fleet, and must be said, older one too, and is currently scheduled for replacement.
Okay, so that's ferry just pulled up. Now, just wait till everyone gets disembarked, then we'll all get embarked, I think, or on board. Again, I don't know much about boats, but yeah, we'll be on our way over to Barra.
Soon, we were all called for boarding.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. We're getting on board the MV Isle of Lewis over to Barra. Love Barra so much, so I'm looking forward to this. Hello.
Getting on board, I immediately decided to walk around the ship to see what was available.
There's an open deck up top, just go up there. Thank you. There's a nice view out here. Pretty good. It's not too cold today either, but we'll need to see once we get out on the sea. I love it.
Finding the canteen near the front of the ship, I knew I had an important decision to make.
Okay, it does look like there are plenty of options for food, so definitely gonna have lunch here, then get dinner when we get to Barra. I'm only staying at a hostel in Barra tonight. It's only £30, so yeah, just staying one night in Barra and then coming back tomorrow. And of course, you know me, definitely gonna be having some coffee. 2 coffee shops on this boat. Well done, calmac, with that. Good choice.
Welcome on board this Caledonian MacBrayne vessel.
Emergency requiring evacuation. You will be instructed on life jackets.
After all the passengers and vehicles were on board, the lines were released and we cast off for our 5-hour journey over to the Isle of Barra, getting some great views of Oban Bay and town as we depart.
See there, we're now underway. It's going to be about 5 hours announced on the tannoy. It's now just about 15 minutes in. We're just leaving Oban Bay, and I found this. Not quite a moving map, but close. Right, as we are now underway, let's go see about getting some food and maybe a coffee.
Specialised tea, alcohol beverage, soft drinks, light snacks and souvenirs.
Lovely, thanks a lot.
Perfect, thank you. It's a little bit choppy today, but thankfully calmac has furnished me some good old coffee. Coffee makes everything better. Yeah, a little bit choppy. Ordered myself a calmac burger because, of course, I'm on calmac. Got to get their own signature dish, which I was told is the calmac burger, so that's what I'm getting. First calmac video on the channel. Of course, it has to be a big one, so that's why we're doing the longest route. Yeah, it's been a long time coming doing some calmac videos. Really want to do more of their route network. It looks really pretty epic. The views outside the window are stunning, even if the weather's closing in a bit. But when you see how it gets on later on, when we actually get out onto the sea, at the moment it's still kind of shielded by mull. So we'll see how it gets on. It's nice coffee. Nice views. There's a few breaks in clouds, but...
As Barra isn't a huge island and only has a small population, the ferry isn't as busy as you could imagine it could be, and it didn't take long for my food to arrive.
And so far, the presentation doesn't disappoint. So we're going to get stuff into this, hopefully get it finished before we get out into the open sea and it gets a bit rougher. So just going to get stuff into this now. Well, the chips are fresh, but it's more a unit of chips than several chips. But yeah, it's good. They are really fresh and they're really, really nice. I mean, they are really nice chips.
As I ate my food, we entered the Sound of Mull and got some amazing views. With the Sound busy with many calmac vessels, I decided to head outside to get a better view, which was a mistake. Okay, so we are now passing the bottom end of Mull, and as you can see, leaving the mainland and the inner islands behind us, we're heading out to the Sea of the Hebrides. So this is where it could potentially get really rough. So this should be interesting. Leaving the Sound of Mull, the forecast was that we would be crossing the Sea of the Hebrides just in time to hit a swell coming in off the Atlantic.
So as predicted, it is now getting quite rough. As you can hear, Xelfon, I think we're about halfway there now.
Just quickly, if you're liking this video, then why not go ahead and subscribe to stay up to date with all my travels, and don't forget to hit that bell icon.
Okay, so I'm lying down because it's impossible to sit up, or walk, or drink coffee. So I'm currently lying down on 2 chairs. Just gonna lie here for a little while until the swell goes away hopefully.
However, the swell didn't leave and the sea wouldn't calm down until we were well in the shadow of Barra. Arriving into Castlebay, we are once again greeted by some amazing views. I do find it amusing that the boat has to navigate its way around the castle in Castlebay to dock at the port here on Barra.
As you can see now, we are arriving into Castlebay in Barra. Quite an interesting voyage, that one. The first half was brilliant. Second half was quite rough. And yeah, it was a bit unpleasant at some parts. But we're here now. We're here in Barra. So just to get docked now.
Once docked up, it was announced that we could disembark the ship.
So here we are then in Castlebay, Barra, on the MV Isle of Lewis. That was a pretty good sailing, apart from the rough bit, which was a bit not pleasant. It's quite windy here. Very windy here. Extremely windy here. But anyway, yes, it was a good sailing. But anyway, I'm gonna go get to the hostel now, get some food, get to bed, because we've got to do the whole thing again tomorrow.
Walking to my hostel, the views here in Castlebay are simply stunning. This really is a beautiful part of the world.
Good morning everyone, we are now taking calmac on the MV Isle of Lewis back over to Oban. Had a good night here in Castlebay. Turns out there was a wedding on, so yeah, it was a bit of a party atmosphere last night. So it was been a good night in here in Oban and Castlebay, sorry, not Oban, Castlebay. But yeah, there's a wedding on, so everybody was celebrating, having a good time. But anyway, we've got to get the boat back to Oban. Should be about 5 hours. The weather, as you can see, is a lot better than yesterday. So hopefully the crossing this morning won't be as bumpy. But anyway, we're going back on what is the longest route in calmac's route network, going to Oban. I think the second longest, if I'm correct, the second longest is from Ullapool to Stornoway, and that's meant to be traditionally the rougher one, just because of the waters and the way they react. But anyway, we're almost at the pier now, so let's go get on board and get over to Oban.
Arriving back to the Castlebay ferry terminal, vehicles were already lining up to get on board. The harbour here, as well as being a ferry terminal, plays host to a Coast Guard station. One thing that I do like is seeing that the MV Isle of Lewis sports the Isle of Barra flag. There is a small ferry terminal here with a ticketing office and waiting rooms.
Okay, so as with airports, it looks like I'm very early. It looks like boarding's not going to happen for another 45 minutes, so just got to hang about, but come on. Or there are worse places to hang about. I mean, look at these views. It's a bit windy, not as windy as yesterday, but a bit windy, but can't complain about that. But yeah, boarding 45 minutes, so yeah, just hang about here and then we'll be on board and get over to Oban.
After waiting a while, foot passengers were called for boarding.
Thank you. Here, buddy. Perfect, thank you. Get on board. Bit of a climb, these steps.
If you've made it this far into the video, why not consider becoming a Patreon? It all goes into making videos like this one, plus you'll be getting access to some exclusive content. Getting back on board, I decided to find a place where I could get a good view of the ship departing Barra.
This is on the MV Isle of Lewis. Should be departing in about half an hour now. Wind's picked up a bit, but it's still not as bad as yesterday, it doesn't look like. So, see how we go.
Once foot passengers were on board, the vehicles were loaded for departure.
On behalf of Caledonian MacBrayne, we'd like to congratulate this morning, and we will be up in Europe.
Right, it's a bit windy now, but it has been said that breakfast is being served, so let's go get some coffee. Haven't had any today, and let's go get some food. Okay, so I'm happy to confirm that the sea is much calmer. Much calmer than yesterday, so far. And I've got my breakfast, as you can see. Full calmac breakfast with a coffee. You know me, I like my coffee. Cannot beat the first cup of the day. You just cannot beat it. Anyway, gonna get stuck into this.
I must say, after the very unexpected merry celebrations last night on Barra, this breakfast went down a treat.
Well done, calmac. That was a fantastic good breakfast. Full breakfast. Delicious. Absolutely demolished that. Just got myself another coffee because, well, why not? We've got about 4.5 hours to go. Or about 4 hours. Not sure how long we've been on the go now. But yeah, the sea's definitely calmer today. Still a bit of rocking and rolling, but to be expected on a ship. But yeah, we'll see what the sea is like across the whole trip. Imagine once we get into like Ferry, Mull, all those islands, that the sea will just be so calm compared to this. I mean, this is calm compared to yesterday, so I cannot complain. I am liking this first calmac video we've done. You let me know down below what you've thought of it and whether you'd want to see more ferry videos from Scotland. It's something I haven't done a lot of. I've only done the North Link ferry so far, so you let me know down below if you'd like to see more of them.
The sea today was very much calmer, allowing us to make good progress, and soon the Isle of Barra appeared on the horizon, and I decided to head to the rear of the ship to grab, well, at this time in the morning.
Hey, buddy. Can I get just a black coffee, please?
Black coffee?
Yeah. Let's go and cheers. So we've got a bit longer left to go, so I went and got myself another calmac coffee in a branded cup. Just a few hours left to go. That's us passing Mull now. Well over halfway there.
As we were approaching the sound of Mull, I sat down with my coffee to enjoy the views.
So just crossing this last little bit of open water, then we'll be arriving into Oban. Honestly, this has been a fantastic trip, this one. Yes, the first ferry crossing was rough, all adds to the fun. It's a lot longer than flying, but I definitely think I'll be doing some more calmac journeys. So you let me know down below if you want to see that. Anyway, we just got to get into Oban, and then we'll have finished the longest route in calmac's network. Yeah.
Speeding by.
Arriving into Oban and docking up, the Green Shack seafood stand was hoaching with people. This place is one of my favourites in Oban, and if you love seafood, I do recommend it.
Okay, that looks like we've arrived back into Oban. Let's get off the boat and get into Oban.
Disembarking the MV Isle of Lewis, what can I say about this trip? Personally, this trip was fantastic, even with the rough seas, and I think I definitely want to explore more of the calmac network. You let me know down in the comments if that's something you'd want to see. If you did like this video, people, then you should check out the video on screen now. And as always, people, we will see you all in the next one.